What I wish I'd known before qualifying as a personal trainer. I got this wrong for years, and I suspect 90% of personal trainers out there are still getting it wrong, and you may be one of the 90% that are getting this wrong as well. So let's dive into exactly what it is that stops personal trainers from becoming successful and having a long, profitable and successful personal training career. Now, just in case we haven't met before, my name's Erak Simpson. I am a former face-to-face personal trainer, had a career for well over 15 years, running multiple studios and employing staff as well. So the things I teach on this channel, and indeed this video you're about to listen to, are things that are based on real life experience. It's not stuff that's come out of a textbook. So let's talk about what it is I wish I'd known before I'd qualified as a personal trainer that would have helped me immensely. I want to start off by sharing a quick story with you so that it kind of puts into context the thing I'm about to share, so you understand it, and maybe you'll recognize yourself in this story as well, possibly. So I was on Instagram a little while back now, and I saw a post pop up from a local personal trainer that I know well. A knowledgeable guy. He's been a PT for as long as I have. He's still PTing now, face to face. We've spoken on a few occasions. I've referred clients to him on a few occasions. This is a knowledgeable personal trainer that's done multiple qualifications and had some success in terms of client results as well. So I'm on Instagram and I see this post pop up, and the post reads something like blah blah blah, just to let you know my prices are going to be going up. I'm paraphrasing here a little bit. My prices are going to be going up. I forget how much he said by, but his prices were going up, let's say by, I don't know, 10, 15, 20%. Doesn't really matter what amount. The point is, he was announcing that his prices were going up. And the reason he gave for his prices going up was because he'd just gone and done some new, or just gone and got a new qualification in whatever it was he'd qualified in. I forget exactly what it was, to be honest with you, but he just got his qualification. He'd spent several £1,000s. So as a result of that, he was going to increase his prices. And I looked at that and I thought, I'm not too sure about this. It just didn't sit with me, to be honest with you. And here's why it doesn't sit with me: people increasing their prices because they've got a new qualification. In my 15 years plus of doing face-to-face personal training, I don't think I was ever asked once, maybe once or maybe a couple of times, what my qualifications were to be a personal trainer. Most clients, when they employ personal trainers, are more interested in believing whether or not you can get them the result they're looking for. And 9 times out of 10, the result they're looking for is they want to lose weight, they want to get fit, they want to tone up. Those are kind of like the 3 big things. And I would say in order of desirability, it's lose weight, tone up and get fit. That's what they're interested in. They don't really give 2 stuffs about your qualifications. In fact, the only times I was asked about my qualifications in any sort of detail was when I was teaching Pilates. I taught Pilates for about 6, 7, 8 years. And that was the only time that people would say to me, who did you qualify with for Pilates? Outside of that, people just didn't ask. So, here's the point I want to make. People do not care about your qualifications. And I see PTs agonizing over getting the next kettlebell qualification, advanced kettlebells, biomechanic training, strength and conditioning, advanced nutrition, advanced NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, all these different qualifications, which I also did. I fell into this trap as well, thinking that if I get more qualifications, I will attract more clients. More qualifications would mean I'm more knowledgeable and potentially mean I'm a better personal trainer. But again, the clients don't really care about that. The mistake I was making was getting more qualifications. And this is what I wish I knew before I qualified as a personal trainer, that getting more qualifications doesn't equate to attracting more clients into your business. It really doesn't. What helps you to get more clients into your business is becoming better at business. So I wish I'd have known before I qualified as a personal trainer that getting better at business would have been the thing I needed to do to become more successful with personal training. And you may be sat there thinking, well, yeah, that's obvious, Erak, but honestly, For most people that qualify as personal trainers, they're not thinking of themselves as becoming business owners. I certainly wasn't. I was just thinking, okay, this is what I enjoy doing. I put together a website. I'll maybe, walk the gym floor or do a few flyers. Really, really basic things, thinking that that was going to be the thing that got me more clients. And when I started out, which is way back when, I started out part-time back in 1999 is when I first started part-time. I didn't go full-time until 2006 when I left the military. And back then I would say it was a little bit easier in some respects getting personal training clients because it was still quite novel, but you still had to understand a bit about business. So when it comes to business, some of the key things you need to understand, I believe, as a personal trainer, and this is not an exhaustive list by any stretch of the imagination, you need to be able to create a good offer, something that your ideal client would read about, hear about, have explained to them and think, yep, that's exactly what I want. So you need to get good at creating a good offer. Just selling a block of 10 PT sessions and a free one if you do 10, or 20 sessions and free 2 if you do 20 sessions, that really isn't good enough. You're basically in the same ballpark area as 90% of other personal trainers out there that are offering a similar sort of thing, block of 10, block of 20. That is not really an offer. That's just you selling your time for money in terms of just a short window of time to get a short amount of cash in. So you need to get better at creating offers. You need to get better at being able to market your offers to your ideal clients. You need to be able to get better at knowing how to sell. Now, that might have just caused you to have a cold bit of sweat run down the back of your spine, because for a lot of trainers, the word selling they break out into hives almost. I certainly didn't see myself as a salesperson. I didn't want to be a salesperson, but you have to understand how to sell your services. And if it's done properly, it's more educational. It's more of a consultation than it is a kind of like an Arthur Daly secondhand car salesman type of thing. It's not that. It's more consultative. You need to get good at managing your finances. You need to get good at managing your time. So all of these are the things which most personal trainers do not do. What most personal trainers will do is get qualified, struggle to attract clients, and then think, if I go and get XYZ kettlebell, nutrition, NLP course, that's going to help me to get more clients into my business. It really isn't. You have got enough knowledge right now as a personal trainer, as you are now with your qualification, to bring in more personal training clients if you become better at business. And I'd really be interested to hear what you think about that, and maybe just comment below whether you agree or disagree with what I've just said. Do you think becoming better at business is the route to success, or do you think, actually, Eric, I think getting more qualifications is the route to success? Love to hear your comments. Comment below. Until the next time, take care. Bye for now.